Someone once told me sports are more than box scores or a series of statistics. In short, sports matter. Sports have a way of bringing people together that defies race, age, or class. Sports matter. If you ever need an example of this, I would refer you to the Carrier Dome earlier tonight when 35,642 people stood in a moment of silent respect for Jorge Jimenez, who was killed in a car driven by Syracuse head coach Jim Boeheim early Thursday morning. With Duke coming to the Dome, it was a good time this evening to start the healing process. Welcome back to NCC News. I'm Sam Carter. This season for the Syracuse University men's basketball team can best be described as a roller coaster, full of dizzying highs like wins over Duke at Cameron Indoor and gut-dropping lows like 20-point losses at home to ACC bottom feeders like Georgia Tech. And with more of the season behind them than ahead of them, the Orange need to pick up some signature wins if they don't want to sweat for a third consecutive year on Selection Sunday. Welcome back to NCC News. I'm Sam Carter. Last night was, in a word, crazy. Both Syracuse basketball teams were in action. The AFC and NFC championships were crowned, and the Crunch looked to turn their season around. All this and just a scooch more on NCC News Sports. Syracuse was coming off an embarrassing home loss at home to Georgia Tech, and it didn't look like things were going to get much easier last night when the Orange took on the #1 Duke Blue Devils in Cameron. Not to be outdone, the number 11 Syracuse women were in the Dome taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels. The Skinny Atlas girls hockey team was competing for a state championship tonight for the third year in a row, taking on Williamsville. Thanks, Ash. Last Saturday's loss to Virginia Tech was a disastrous mixture. Tech couldn't miss a shot and Syracuse couldn't make one, but luckily for Orange fans, basketball season is not football, and one loss does not derail an entire season. With that in mind, let's head to the Conte Forum. College. This is Kai Bowman. He has been a problem for Syracuse. He finished the game with 21. Now, BC got off to an incredibly hot start. This is Jordan Chatham from the elbow for three. A-bubbing. It would be 16-5 at a timeout, and then Elijah Hughes would get the Orange going with a bomb from three. He's tuning up the band. And then we have O'Shea Brissett with a drop step. He went to Marineland as a kid, raising the roof like it's 1998. But the story of this game was this guy right here, Tyus Battle up and under. Tyus wasn't silly. He wasn't ridiculous in this game. He was sediculous in this game. He would finish with 31 points. He'd have 6 assists in the game. And here he is coming. He'll stop at the foul line through contact. Should have been a foul. No foul. It's fine. Game would end here. And with this Buddy Boeheim steal, I promise you we're not slowing down the footage. He's got his father's foot speed. And that would be the game winner for Syracuse. The game would finish up 77-71. Here's the most exciting player in college basketball, Zion Williamson. He looks like Charles Barkley and Tony Horton had a baby. Now this is probably the most important play of the game. Trey Jones and Frank Howard colliding. Trey Jones would leave the game and not return, and things would turn around for the Orange big time. Here's Tyus Battle with the majestic two-hand dunk. Now check this out. This is probably the most unbelievable play you'll ever see. Elijah Hughes from the medical school. Good. Got it. Syracuse would go into the half down only 1. And in the second half, it was Busy B. Tyus Battle getting busy. He was unbelievable. He carried the Orange for long stretches of the game. He finished with 32, but none were bigger than these two right here that would put the Orange up 89-88 in overtime. Now with 40 seconds left, Frank Howard drives to the cup, lobs it, and Pascal Chukwu treats the rim like it said something bad about his stock portfolio, and that would do it. Syracuse upsets #1 Duke in Cameron Indoor, 95-91. After the game, Coach Jim Boeheim said it wasn't all Tyus. He's rocking the CeeLo green eyewear, looking good. Miranda Drummond would open the scoring with a nifty 3 of buckets. Now the real story of this game was Manga Kahia. Here she is. She finds her way into the lane. Jumper, net. She would come through. Next up,
Manga Kahia wasn't just scoring. Here she drops a dime to the 5-star freshman Emily Angsler. That one's worth 3 if you're counting at home. But Manga Kahia would continue to dominate. Here she is directing traffic, jab step. G'day, 3-pointer. And that Manga Kahia would finish the game with 32 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. That's what we call in the business a triple-double.